Greetings, Missouri Mid-South Conference. I bring you greetings from my home office in Houston, and Easter greetings at that. What a season it is to celebrate and remember the vision of Christ with us in this time. I want to give thanks today for all of our ministers and all of our leaders of worship in our local churches during Lent and Holy Week and Easter. You did a phenomenal job of getting everything ready, not only the worship services, but also the technology pieces, and even in the hiccups and the pieces that might not have been what you were wanting. God's presence was with us, and we continue to worship and connect together and be the church in this way. And just like in previous years, that the week after Easter is a time of hopefully rest for our ministers to be able to catch their breath and to renew themselves. My hope for our ministers is that there is a time of recreation, that as we rest and take that time away, that we have that opportunity to explore different parts of our being that are not necessarily the pastor or minister in us. I want to share one of the gifts of one of our authorized ministers, the Reverend David Poe. He is the pastor of St. Peter's United Church of Christ in New Haven, Missouri. And a few years ago, he did exactly that. He wanted to find an outlet where he could express himself creatively and learn something new. And by golly, he learned how to paint. And not just paint. His art is beautiful. And he takes the landscapes and the scenery of rural Missouri and portrays them in ways that I feel like I am right there driving along the roads of Missouri. In this moment, he has offered us a great opportunity of generosity, that he is willing to give a piece of his artwork to those who would be willing to contribute to the Missouri Mid-South Conference. If you contribute $100 or if you contribute $300. And in the e-courier today, below the video, you will see the link to his artwork, which this doesn't do justice, but it is indeed beautiful. And I give thanks that he is willing to challenge and encourage us to be generous. And I want to share with you that I am planning to contribute $300 to the Missouri Mid-South Conference for this time, so that I can have a piece of his artwork in my home in Houston. As you see, my husband and I collect art and have art, so I look forward to adding David's art and also contributing to the Missouri Mid-South Conference. I give thanks that in this moment where it may be that it may feel like we are in scarcity mode, especially financially. I'm also aware that some of us have the resources to be able to give in this moment. And I have been prayerfully discerning my own generosity. And so as I will be giving $300 to the Missouri Mid-South Conference, you may say, but Ginny, you know, you're the cheerleader. You're supposed to give to your own in this manner. I am also sending checks, one to my hairstylist that I know is not able to work right now, one to my yoga studio in Houston here and in St. Charles, and I will be matching the money that I give to the Missouri Mid-South Conference, $300, to Isaiah 58 Ministries in St. Louis, led by the Reverend Barbara Booth and Meredith Jackson. They are doing phenomenal ministry and continue to right now with the most vulnerable in St. Louis in this time. And so as I generously give to the Missouri Mid-South Conference and will be receiving one of these beautiful pieces of artwork, I will also be giving $300 to Isaiah 58 Ministries to celebrate that we are in ministry together, especially in this difficult time, and that God calls us not to bury our treasures in moments of survival and anxiousness, but God calls us to share in generous ways all that we have been given. I invite you to consider how you can give financially in this time. I hope that you will be giving to your church, continually giving to your church. I have been giving to St. John's, Bim, and Owensville as well. I hope that you will consider giving to the Missouri Mid-South Conference for the resources and the support that the conference staff have offered in this time. This is because of your generosity. And I hope that you will consider giving to your hairstylist or those in your community that you miss in this time, as well as those who are doing ministry to serve the vulnerable in this moment, especially in this time during this pandemic. It is our way of saying that we are in this together in the time when we are physically distant from one another, but we are spiritually connected together always. May it be so in this time and always. Amen.